Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Jets and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it's all up next.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Straight ahead, we punch the second of two tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the L.A. Chargers. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys...
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
For a guy still in his second year in the NFL, this is obviously a big spot for him to try and fill. Able to engineer the victory in the wild card round last weekend. That's got to give him confidence, and it's got to elevate the confidence of his teammates as well. But as he said after the win, things are only going to get tougher from there. He understands the situation he's in. He understands what's ahead of him in this one.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. They'll run with Hall. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Out of the gun now on third down. That is caught. And still fighting. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 44-yard line. A third down conversion with a strong gain of 14.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. He'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep for L.A. is Darius Davis. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned. This regular season, he'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one, because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Out of the gun, Herbert. Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Here's a give up the middle. And a little spin cycle, room to run now. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40, before being taken down. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A good productive run there on first down. He winds up getting 8. Here's Herbert. Now he's loose at the 40. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 32-yard line.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Herbert. Right side, he has Johnston. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. And perhaps now close to the first points of this divisional round game as it's 1st and goal. Justin Herbert looking to pass. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are on the board first here in this division round matchup. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling... This is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Jets set to take the field. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? We're on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoffs. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
It becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be... Ball here as they take over. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Pass hauled in by Johnston. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's a 2nd and 8. Herbert. Complete to Johnston here. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Herbert now. Finds Johnston. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line. Now a handoff running through the middle. Oh, great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now it's Herbert. Open man, it's Johnston. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the... Again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make the score 14-0. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And New York set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Ball again on second down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
He dumps this one off here to Hall. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down. Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The Jets on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. Wilson's got it complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, Charles, this a defense that hasn't made a lot of mistakes like this on the road to this playoff matchup, but that a bad one there.
Yeah, you definitely want to rattle and shake up the other quarterback, but you know you've got to do it the right way. Otherwise, that cloth's going to be on the ground.
Second down and 6 now. Looking to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. They'll look to throw again. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable. And really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Steps away to his left. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Herbert able to show his wheels as he gets the first. They'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Johnston. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back to throw now on first down. Now a deep one for Johnston. And he's in for the Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chargers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. The extra point try now from Dicker. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Quentin Johnston who finished that drive off with a touchdown grab. And here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. New York's offense back out there and set to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. Being chased out left. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. He'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They go play action here on first down. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And this one is right through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room. Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Points on the board. Give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback. The Charger drive about to get going. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Going deep here for Allen. And this one is incomplete. So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
The Chargers were led in the first half by their star quarterback, Justin Herbert. He threw a first-quarter touchdown pass, then 2 more in the second quarter, a 3-touchdown half. And he may just be getting started. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these 2 teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Charger drive about to get going.
And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
3rd down and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here's a give up the middle.
Still going inside the 20.
And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 6-yard line.
110 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this divisional round matchup.
So it was 3rd and 1. The defense, they stacked the box, and that's the problem. You break through that first level, there's no second level.
And most good running teams work against stacked defenses. They don't care if you have 6 in the box, 7 in the box, 8 in the box. It doesn't matter to them. Block people, give your running back a chance because it could pay off big as it just did there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sideline, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again with the touchdown run.
Dicker down to tack on the extra point.
And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
They'll start on the ground. Hall powers through.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Back to throw here.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Caught by Wilson.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
They're going to look to throw.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 2nd down and 3 with right around 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3's all around. They'll try to run this one in. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. With now his 2nd touchdown of this 3rd quarter. And the Chargers are pouring it on.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Jets offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets. And it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. Now back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
The Chargers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here. After the turnover, here's Herbert. Caught by Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild. And here's another completion for good yardage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Out of the gun, Herbert. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
Extra point try now from Dicker. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards. Now 2nd and 3. Here's Hall again. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches. On first down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down. Hall ought to give up the middle. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives. And you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if defenses. I'm not sure what it is, but that's why he's frustrated. And think about the defense right now. Every time they run on the field, they've gone from hoping to intercept a pass to expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. Right side, he has Johnston. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. There he goes again. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Chargers are drawing closer to a date in the AFC title game as they extend this. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The New York set to take the field. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That one taken in by Corley. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 38 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll set up to throw. It's caught here by Adams. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And that's complete to Adams. Pitch and catch there good for 13. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll set up a throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 30.
It's a gain of 10. And the Jets' 1st down.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. And he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. They'll look to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st down, New York.
Looking to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick. And you have to know where to go with the football, really, in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll drop to throw. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And his kick is indeed good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And this one not officially in the bag, but it's like you and I are going to be in these same seats next week for a game to go to the Super Bowl.
Man, it's contrary to our meeting with the visitors, wasn't it? Remember when we went over to their hotel before the game, and one of the themes they kept hitting us with was, let's put the pressure on the number 1 seed and see if they can handle it. Let's do that. Well, they're the number 1 seed for a reason. Best team all year long. They're showing it again in this game.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Yards on the play. And the Chargers first down.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 209 yards rushing for him now in the ball game as he is trying to will his guys to the championship round next weekend.
And that's a great run, and this is where you've got a running back who feels like he needs to take over this football game. You're in the second half, you've got the lead, you're looking at moving on to the conference championship, and he's got to be saying, just keep giving me the ball, and I'll get us home.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Now a 2nd and 6. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves them with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot. The line of scrimmage partner, so if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Chargers getting set to go. And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here. Big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They're going to pass here with Herbert. Slant route going to be caught by Palmer. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there,
beware. Extra point try now from Dicker. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready, because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from